It's a hot summer day at Northern Lights Wildlife Shelter. And the bears are panting to stay cool. But down in the clinic, a recent arrival is struggling to breathe.
You can hear it when you use the stethoscope.
The injured fawn named Kane is wheezing.
Gurgle or what?
More like a whistle.
Oh, okay.
So co-founder Angelika called in Dr. Janie Kluwer to re-examine him.
He came in last week. All right, my baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. He has the 2 broken legs. Oh, yeah.
Janie determined the breaks could be splinted.
Okay, so we'll do this one first.
So they decided to give Kane a chance.
Usually hooved animals get put down when they break their legs. So for this fawn to come in with 2 broken legs was a big concern for us. Odds?
50-50.
Oh, you are a little fighter, aren't you?
No. Doot.
Now, as well as broken legs, Kane has breathing issues.
I can hear lung sounds on this side. I actually can't hear any lung sounds on the other side. I didn't feel any broken ribs or anything. However, when he lies on the one side, he has a hard time breathing. Meaning a collapsed lung.
Okay, so
Yeah.
X-rays tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the first time Northern Lights has tried to save a fawn with such extensive injuries.
And hopefully we can fix it, yeah.
Bye, darling.
Open the gate.
And there's a bunch of kids out there.
Happy.
Up in the bear pen, Angelika and her volunteers watch the yearlings play fight.
You can tell whether they're play fighting or really fighting. Like here, everything is kind of slow and it's kind of testing for dominance. Where am I standing? Am I above you or below you?
Sandra's going after Sophie now.
One of the bears, named Sophie, is always at the bottom of the pile.
She keeps inviting other bears to play, and she will roll on her back and just say, like, come on, guys, come wrestle. It's good, confident behavior. She's the happiest bear in the group. She's the sunshine of the group, almost.
Sophie has come a long way since she first arrived at the shelter almost a year ago.
It's okay. Well, Sophie was by far the most compromised bear we got in last year. Literally on death's door.
We're still a little bit in the dark as to what we're dealing with here.
She was unresponsive, high fever, and with the fever came convulsions. Need a break? It took us almost a week before we discovered she's got a wound. She actually had an infection in her leg.
Jesus. There may be a large section of tissue here that's going to die.
And it was kind of like, oh my God, I don't know if we can fix this. She's incredibly weak. How are we going to fix this? He said that it would take months, literally. You can do that with a dog or a pet, but can you do that with a bear without habituating it? She never gave up.
Good girl. You're a good girl. Yes, you are.
She always signaled, I'm going to get through this. One of the first signs when I felt really good was when she got angry at me. Once she started telling me to back off,
I'm not here.
I did so. I learned that I can do intensive care with the bear without habituating it.
After 3 months of intensive care and 5 months of hibernation, Sophie has made great strides.
She climbs, she runs. She's now behaving like every other bear. There's no difference at all. All criteria is met, she's ready to go.
Though Sophie's physically ready for release, the only question is whether she's willing.
I don't know if she wants to go, though. She looks pretty comfortable here.
I think Sophie is aware that she has given a second chance in life, and she's enjoying it to the fullest.
There you go, she's back to sunbathing.
I envy you, Sophie. Wish I could lay in my hammock.
It's anyone's guess how this laid-back bear will adjust to life back in the wild.
Look at Sophie's. What do you mean? Me?
An hour later, Angelika heads to the vet for x-rays to check Kane's broken legs and find the cause of his labored breathing.
We were thinking that it might have a collapsed lung. Hopefully we can re-inflate the lung if that's what it really is.
At Buoyed Animal Hospital,
So tell me, what's happening?
2 broken legs.
Two broken legs and a potentially collapsed lung, right?
Angelika gives Dr. Michael Desharnais Kane's full history.
Okay, still drinking though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. It's a little scary, huh?
Having respiratory distress at all?
Yeah, when he's laying on
Yeah.
this side, then it's worse.
So the ribs all feel like they're intact, right? They don't
Yeah.
feel like there's any
No,
sort
we
of
didn't.
fractured ribs at
We
all.
didn't.
But we should bang off
Yeah.
a view of the chest anyway, just to make sure everything's good. So we're gonna lay him on his side, feet towards us, and just like that, perfect. Good. Good. This shot of the chest looks good. The lung field looks nice and clear. The chest looks fine. If there was a severely collapsed lung, he would be having much more difficulty breathing.
Kane's breathing issues are not because of a collapsed lung,
Maybe when you're restraining it, right, it just might stress it out a little bit.
but are likely a nervous reaction to just being handled.
So it's just stress.
Yeah.
To keep Kane's stress to a minimum,
Let's shoot these legs.
they work fast to x-ray his 2 broken legs.
And I know. Good. You can let him sit up if he wants. That's fine. This is the front leg, yeah. So that looks good. And same with this one too, looks good. These fractures will heal. They're just gonna take time. Get your leg in there. There you go.
We're going through all this effort because we really believe that he has a good chance of healing. But it's still tough on putting an animal through all these procedures. The more we have to handle him, he's pretty stressed out. We need to get him out of here. The more stressed out he gets, and the more chances we have that he's just gonna die from stress on us. There you go, see?
At Northern Lights Wildlife Shelter, a tracking collar for Angelika's miracle bear Sophie
That is slick. I like that.
has just arrived.
We're going to be tranquilizing Sophie.
So it's time for Sophie to leave the comfort of the shelter
Give me a Sophie bear.
and go back into the wild to fend for herself.
One more poke from me. It's the last one, I promise. Time. Sorry, Sophie.
In just 3 minutes,
Gotta miss her smile.
Yeah.
Sophie goes from groggy
She's pretty out.
to fast asleep.
Yeah? Sleepy.
She is going to get a radio collar. She's one of the bears that we are following after the release. It has an automatic shut-off, so it opens up the collar at a preset time and busts off.
Fitting collars on bears is an art.
It's a very critical balance between being too tight and too loose.
The collar needs room for her to grow without being too loose.
All right, won't go over her head, so it should be okay. She's waking up.
Don't wake up yet. We're not done.
The crew moves quickly to tattoo her inner lip.
Oh, I'm really excited for Sophie's release. Here you go, pretty one. Well, she's my baby. 1, 2, 3.
By the time Sophie is loaded, she's almost fully awake and ready to head back for a second chance at life in the wild.
Yeah, she's still smiling.
It's gonna be really nice to set her free.
I know. You're okay, sweetie.
Meanwhile, Volunteers Ellie and Sally try to settle the edgy fawn Kane
How's it going?
by moving him in with a new roommate.
We're gonna put him in with Merida and hopefully they get along.
Merida is a female black-tailed coastal deer.
Hi, there you are. You're getting with me. She's another deer species, so even more petite. Come. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a shy boy.
Kane isn't sure about his new roommate,
Be careful with him, Merida.
but Merida's game
I think she's happy. Now they have someone to play with.
Now they are friends, and it's very good for both of them.
on a remote back road 200 kilometers east of the shelter.
For 10 kilometers or so, and then look for a place.
Angelika and Peter zero in on a release site for their miracle bear.
It's like a parent that has brought the kid to university and now you're saying goodbye. Just push it to the edge. You're really worried for them because you don't know what life holds for them.
We put the box right here.
On the other hand, you're incredibly proud that they made it there. Yeah, okay. Have a good life, Sophie. She's just meandering along. She's taking her time. She just kind of started exploring and gave us the opportunity to watch her. That was a nice reward.
Sophie seems to be taking it all in stride.
The ability to give an animal a second chance is just very compelling. And when you're seeing glimpses of the success the animals made, then that's a very powerful motivator to keep going and give others that same kind of chance. Wishing her a good life.
It's a nice place, yeah? You happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Picture book.
It couldn't have been any better. Is it dry underneath?
Later that evening,
Dry as a popcorn fart.
it's time again for Kane's cast to be changed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. The less you mess with him, the better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better chances of healing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's good to go out
It's
now?
good to go out.
There's still a lot of challenges that he's going to need to overcome in order to be released.
He moves really good with it, watch.
But he's such a little trooper, and he's just got everybody wrapped around his little leg there, trying to make sure that we give him everything we've got. And hopefully he'll prove us all right.
Early morning at Northern Lights Wildlife Shelter. Angelika is rushing to the vet with a sick cub that came in during the night.
We got a call from the conservation officer last night. He said that he was coming in with the bear. When the bear came out, you could see immediately that it wasn't okay. It was staggering. It didn't really seem to navigate well. This morning, it had a little bit of a seizure.
The cub Angelika's named Phoebe was shaking, just like her miracle bear Sophie did when she first arrived at the shelter.
I put some food in. As far as I can tell, it hasn't eaten anything.
Angelika is bringing Phoebe in for an emergency pit stop at Babine Animal Hospital, where vet Michael Desharnais is well-versed in tailgate triage.
So this bear has been
I
seizuring?
think it was more involuntary movement. The legs were going like this, you know?
I'll just get you to keep your thumb right across there, just like that.
Like on that?
Yeah, just keep, yeah, perfect. Just hold that.
Phoebe's uncontrolled movement may be from an infection, perhaps like Sophie had.
We gave antibiotics, we gave fluids, she was very dehydrated.
With no space in the clinic, Angelika sets up a mobile drip to give Phoebe vital fluids.
Here we start the hope game again. Get some fluids and some medicine into it, and then maybe we can save this one. We'll just put the whole cage in the back corner. Really hard, because once you start hoping, you're much more invested, and it becomes much harder when the outcome is bad.
A week later in an isolation pen, the injured fawn Kane still isn't able to romp with his roommate Merida.
He was starting to improve, but you can see in the way he moves, these casts are really doing a number on him. His body is affected by it, and I feel his health's going down. At this point, I think he's just better off if we're taking him off. Oh, sure. Right in the needles. Come on, baby.
By now, Kane has had more hands-on care than any animal in the shelter.
You're not being very cooperative, you know that?
And tries to keep his distance.
I don't care about the grasp, but I hate when he's in the stinging nettle. There we go. Easy, easy, easy. He will have problems walking because there's no strength in those legs after this long time, right? He's licking me now. It's good. Oh, Mom, that feels so good.
This will be Kane's first day without a cast in over a month.
Okay, let's give him some shade. Just let him figure it out on his own when he gets up. Oh, there we go. Apparently he figured it out.
But Kane is determined to walk.
Look at that.
He's not solid on the legs yet, but I mean, he is moving and he puts weight on it. I don't think there's a big chance of him re-breaking those legs. I hope I'm right, but you never know.
Later in the clinic, the ailing cub Phoebe is moving, but she's also very unsteady.
She was disoriented, she wasn't sure where she was going, and then she would just keep falling in on herself. I think if we pop up 4 straw bales in the middle, so she can just move on the outside, but she can be supported on each side. We might just need 3. Good job. Easy, easy. So with the hay bales, we kind of directed her movement around and gave her that stability. But usually it gradually gets better. All of this behavior and so on we have seen in other bears.
At Northern Lights Wildlife Shelter, Angelika has decided to move the 2 fawns, Merida and her recovering roommate, Kane.
Oh, easy, 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 easy. Easy with that leg.
After 10 days out of his cast, Kane's got more kick than ever. But Angelika wants to see how active he'll be in a bigger enclosure with more fawns to follow.
Easy, sweetheart, easy, easy, easy.
So hopefully in the group he's going to be more enticed to move because the group moves.
Oh, easy, 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 easy. Easy with that leg, okay? There you go.
No sooner does he see them, and it's game on.
Wait for me, wait.
Let's see, he's trying to keep up.
The other fawns set the pace, and Kane tries to follow.
That's actually really good that he can run like this. He might have a different gait when he's all grown up, but as long as he adapts and he's not sore, and this will be good for him.
Meanwhile, down in the clinic, the sick cub, Phoebe,
She's licking the middle.
is starting to regain her strength and balance.
Looks like she's getting more and more stable every day now.
Phoebe's appetite is also on the rebound.
And this is already her third bowl today. These cases, they're the hardest, but the most rewarding when an animal perks up after being nearly dead.
It's hard work, eh?
By late summer, Kane and the other fawns are set free to wander and graze during the day.
All of them, they're on soft releases now. The idea with the soft release is that they can get used to this area and then start roaming out more and more.
Hi.
When it starts getting dark, we come up with the last bottle of the day. So they're safe from predators and we can keep an eye on how they're doing. Missing somebody. Huh? You have to be creative when you have 3.
Guys are getting so big.
The only fawn that hasn't returned is Kane.
Kane is getting pretty independent. Surprises me because we handled him so much. No, you have enough. You're gonna explode.
Just in time, Kane finally arrives for dinner.
Didn't even see you come back. Come on, bud. Always shows up last, and his walking is getting stronger and stronger every day. You can barely see a limb. Doing pretty good. There's a good chance out there.